And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Monday, August 19th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are on a Monday. The sun is shining. It's going to be a magnificent Monday, and we welcome you to our program. We have Matt Bryson here this morning to talk about Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main and Lebanon. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you. Know you've been to the fair.
I have a couple of times already.
Kubota, I've passed by your display, and you've got a lot out there.
You know, Coleman, we do, and I that is one thing that I want to take a minute to talk about this morning. You know, we have we come on a lot of times, and clearly we're here to advertise, but we've been in business now for 10 years, and Wilson and surrounding counties have just been so good to us over that period of time, and Kubota really encourages its local dealers to pour back into the community it serves. And this past weekend, or this past Friday night, last year, Kubota awarded Fiddler's Grove a $100,000 grant through the Kubota Hometown Proud grant. And, you know, that grant's hard to win. And they only give 5 of those away across the U.S. each year. And so they were the recipient of that. And we cut the ribbon on the Wheeler School Edition. They did a kiosk there, which Miss Ruth Wharton did a fantastic job with that. And then also, you know, they've added a greenhouse there on the property in partnership with the Vine Branch Fellowship Group, the Scott family, who are doing some amazing work here in the community. And then the Wilson County Civic League benefited from this as well. They were able to improve some of their actual city gardens also through some alternative water resources. So just really a neat program, and we're really excited to be part of that. And then this morning at 10 o'clock, the Tennessee FFA is having their tractor driving competition, and Kubota is going to be the official tractor of that. So just a lot of things to be excited about. And you know, with the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair, it's we like to represent well there because there are a lot of our customers that pass through those gates.
Well, you can certainly see the results. I mean, you're giving back in a big way, not only Kubota, but you locally as well.
You know, Coleman, we started out many years ago, as you know, doing the great giveaway, and we had a utility vehicle in that, and then as the fair has grown, we've grown with that, and there's just some great partnerships out there, and something that we just always look forward to being a part of.
Well, you've got quite a display. I guess some of your people are there most of the time when the fair is open.
You know, we have every morning we go out and make sure that, you know, we clean up all the wrappers and do anything that's left over from the night before. And you know, yesterday the crowd was just unbelievable. And and then we do have some attendance out there. But for the most part, you know, most of that stuff's on display. And then, of course, what we're doing right now, here comes the advertising part, right, is we've got the fair deals that we're running, you know, this period of time, this week only, and those will end this Saturday. So, you know, we've had some positive movement on that so far. You know, you come in, make your best deal, and then we're going to give you another. It's going to be anywhere from $300 to $1,000 off, depending on which type of product you're looking for, and you get to still take part of the great 0% financing. So, just a good time if you're looking for that Kubota product or need something on the farm or on your small acreage. You know, we've got you covered.
You really got some fair deals.
That's way to say it.
Well, you want to take advantage of it, especially if it's something maybe you've been thinking about or something you even desperately need. Can save some money on it right now.
You really can, Coleman. You know, we have we've talked about this a lot on here. You know, as inventory has kind of normalized, pricing has gotten better. I had somebody send me a picture this past weekend and said, "Hey, since these are used now and out here on the lot, I'm sure I can get a much better deal on it." And I said, "You would be amazed what we're able to do with these, with the rebates that Kubota is offering now, and also still accompanying that with the 0% financing."
You do have a little help from Kubota here. Actually, you have a lot of help.
We do. You know, Kubota really is, they're the ones that kind of power a lot of the rebate dollars. Now, our fair deal rebate dollars, those are strictly coming from Absolute Kubota. Kubota. And but then also Kubota does give us marketing budgets that allow us to, to participate and be in these types of events that are going on. So I can't say enough about the quality of brand that we represent.
Well, hope some people will come by, and especially if they're take a look, see if there's anything they might be interested in while they're at the fair. And you've got a great display there. And of course, you can always come 1506 West Main and not only get whatever you need, but get service after the sale.
That's right, Coleman. Our product support team is ready to serve.
Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Coleman.
All right. Matt Bryson with Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. You're in Lebanon. Kubota tractors, hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, RTVs, everything from weed eaters to hay balers. Well, we're 8 minutes. On my clock, we're 8 minutes, but we're really 10 minutes after 7. If anything goes wrong, it happens over the weekend, right? My official clock in here is 2 minutes slow, and I got to remember that. It's 10 after. And we're going to feature the Wilson County Fair, Tennessee State Fair this morning. This is something that we have been doing, I think, every year of existence of Coleman and Company, and maybe even before that, we would have the Fairest to the Fair. But this morning, first I'm going to introduce Lauren Lefevre's Flat, who is with us. Lauren, good morning to you. It is nice to see you. You are the chaperone and the official person for the Fairest to the Fair.
Yes, I am. It is an honor. Thank you for having us this morning.
And you were once Fairest to the Fair. I'm sure you don't
Coleman,
mind me mentioning that.
2008. That was a long time ago.
16 years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good to see you this morning. Before we get to the Fairest to the Fair, though, we've got some good news.
We've got great news.
Yesterday was probably a record-setting Sunday at the fair, and I know we had an increase of over 20,000 over last year. So you want to tell us the rest?
Yes, we did. We actually increased our numbers. We had a total attendance yesterday of 120,640. Sorry, but that was an increase of 20,477 over last year.
And the total for this year is now 350,661, which is about 3,000. We've been running at a deficit.
We have been.
But we are over, and now that it's going to be good weather, it's going to be fair weather the rest of the week.
Beautiful.
800,000 is my prediction.
Yeah, I believe you're correct on that. We've got high 70s and low 80s. I think it's going to be a wonderful week.
We do have the Fairest to the Fair with us this morning, and before we officially introduce her, you have been doing this how long? You were Fairest to the Fair in 2008.
Yes, I was.
And then sometime after that, you took over.
This is my 11th year to be the chaperone and to direct that pageant, as well as our Wilson County Fair, Miss Wilson County Fair pageant. But it is such a highlight of my week, and getting to get out of the chicken and rabbit barn for a few minutes and escort these queens around and just watch them really just soak in this week in this new role. I told her the other night, it's an instant. You went from coming in as a participant and now you're leaving a queen in an instant. So here we go. But Lucy Rose has been wonderful.
Lucy Rose Coy.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to our program. Well, you are one of many, actually, but it's been, I appreciate being able to do this each year. It's been an honor for me here on Coleman Company to be able to say we always have the Fairest to the Fair. And I don't know what number you are for our program here, but we welcome you this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Were you really surprised?
Yes, I was very surprised. All the girls in the competition were so sweet that when it came time to announce awards, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was having so much fun with all my friends, and then they called Lucy Rose Coy, and I was so excited.
Well, no doubt. Lauren, how many were in the competition?
We had 16 contestants in our Fairest of the Fair.
Okay, so Lucy Rose Coy, and that is spelled Coay.
Yes, sir.
Your last name. Well, we want to find out what we can about you this morning. Where do you live?
I live here in Lebanon.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Where do you go to school?
I went to Lebanon for the last 2 years, but this year I've recently transitioned into homeschooling. So
I'm sorry?
I transitioned into homeschooling this year.
Okay. All right. Well, Any particular reason? Well, let me ask this. Is this the first time you've been in the fairs to the fair?
Yes, sir, it has. I just turned 16 in February, so this is the first year I've been eligible to do it, and I was so excited to start it this year.
Oh, it's 16.
Yes,
you must
sir.
be 16.
Yes, sir.
And you just turned 16 a few months ago.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, congratulations, of course.
Thank you so much.
A great honor, and I know you're going to represent not only you and your family, but the fair very well. And that's one of the things when your fair's to the fair, you get to go to nearly all the events, and if there's any crowning to do or any ribbons to hand out or things like that, or just your presence in some of these places, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Lauren, you know all about that.
I do, and she's done so well so far. We've kept her busy. She had a busy Friday night.
It's been so much fun.
Well, what happened Friday night? It's got to think a minute.
I started with the ribbon cuttings throughout Fiddler's Grove, and then I got to go to the Celebrating Lovely pageant, which is the special needs pageant that is put on at Wilson County. So it was a lot of fun to be able to go, and I got to speak on stage for a second, introduce myself, and I got to help crown. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Do you know what else did you do? Maybe Saturday and yesterday.
Saturday and yesterday, I really enjoyed spending time at the fair, being present. It was so much fun. All the little kids were seeing me in the crown, and it just really meant a lot to be able to be a role model and have kids come up to me and recognize me and just see the pretty crown. And it was so much fun. I just got to be present in the fair and enjoy it.
What's your schedule today look like?
Well, after this, we're heading to the FFA breakfast. I'm really excited for that. I hope to meet a lot of new people. And then later tonight is the senior pageant.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be there for that?
Yes, sir.
Will she actually be crowning the winner? Or?
She will not. They will use their reigning queen to crown.
Right. That's right. You get to crown somebody next year for the fair.
Yes, sir.
All right. Lucy Rose Coy is my guest, along with Lauren Lefever's Flat. We got to take a break right here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford. Low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's trying to get a little bit busier in the last few minutes on 24 coming westbound, passing 840 here in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, headed towards Nashville through the Antioch area. It's been quiet so far up through Williamson County. It looks good at the moment. Northbound 65 as you head on into Brentwood up through Franklin. Just watch for some radar in that southern portion of Williamson County. Princess Hot Chicken has new items on their menu. Check them out today at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Middle Tennessee Electric has been a proud participant and sponsor of the Wilson County Fair for decades. MTE is the largest electric cooperative in the TVA region and serves more than 750,000 Tennesseans in 11 counties. August 20th is MTE Day at the fair. Middle Tennessee Electric will have numerous booths and demonstrations. Look for MTE's electric griddle trailer for free grilled cheese sandwiches, live hotline safety demonstrations, and get free ice cream from Shop Springs Creamery at MTE's Energy Hub trailer.
It's time for the Wilson County Fair, Tennessee State Fair, August 15th through the 24th. WANT FM 98.9 will broadcast live from our WCOR radio station in Fiddler's Grove, both Thursdays and Saturdays, and Monday night, too. Our broadcast is brought to you by Burdine Supply, Exit Rocky Top Realty, C&D Team, Re-elect City of Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell, MTE, Newman Dental Associates, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, and Wilson County Motors.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 72 months, plus save up to $1,300. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main, Lebanon. Hey, this is Dr. Derek Gregory, and I'm proud to announce to you the opening of our brand new dental practice, Gregory Dental Group, at 1746 West Main Street, just across the road from Sports Village. Come experience modern dentistry at its best. We're always welcoming new patients, and I truly look forward to taking the best care of all your dental needs. Come by or call us today.
That's Gregory Dental Group, 615-444-0322, or online at mylebanonTNDentist.com. Gregory Dental Group, compassion, knowledge, skill.
And thanks for joining us here on a Monday morning. We have the fairest to the fair, Lucy Rose Coy, with us this morning. We have Lauren Lefever's flat as well, who is has much to do with the fairest to the fair and other things. You kind of found your niche at the fair, haven't you?
I have so enjoyed. I've been doing this for 11 years, and I've been a part, I guess I should say, of the Chicken and Rabbit Barn for 33 years. Dad started it before I was born, but other than that, this just gives me a great opportunity to really share my love for the fair with the Queen and then get to watch her embrace her reign.
But you're kind of responsible for her making the rounds where she's supposed to be, maybe reminding, at 8 o'clock we got to be such and
That's
such.
right.
Yeah.
You've got 15 minutes to go get something to eat. Come right back.
Well, Lucy Rose Coy, we certainly, and by the way, you mentioned your family here. You have a child, don't you?
I do. I have a daughter, Liza Jane. She's 5, and my son, Elijah Dawson, is 8.
Okay, so you've got 2 children. And that's great. Lucy, if you will, tell us a little bit about your family. You did tell us you were in school, but you're doing homeschooling this year. But tell us about your family, if you will.
I have 2 brothers, Jackson and Cooper, and my parents, San and Neil Coy.
And your brother's older or younger?
They're both older than me. I'm the youngest
so
and the only girl.
You've got 2 big brothers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, did you ever fight with them?
No. They're nice. I'm the baby and the only girl, so I get a lot of attention.
What are some of the things that really capture your interest? Apparently, the fairest to the fair did for sure, but what are some of the things you like or would like to talk about this morning?
Well, for my whole life, I danced for about 7 years, but then recently in February, I decided to start trying out pageants. And when I started pageantry, I found out I would need a platform and something to speak on. And since starting pageantry, I also had the opportunity to be a peer student at Lebanon High School, which the class is called Nature and Needs, but basically you go into the special education class and you get to help out and be sort of a mentor. And it was really special because I got to be in the same class as my older brother, Cooper. He has a rare genetic disorder and he's 18 years old. And so being in that class, I not only got to learn how to communicate with him from his teachers, which was really special, but I also got to learn how to communicate with all the other kids in his class. And one thing I learned was that everyone deserves a fair chance and that every single kid in that class loved to be included. And that was something that I sort of saw overseen by others in the community. So I decided to start Cooper Powers, which focuses on promoting empowerment through individuals with disabilities. And so far, I've been able to host a few volunteer events where all the money raised has gone back into the community. And at those events, it's very inclusive. Everyone gets a fair chance, and that's very important to me, that everyone gets a fair chance. So Cooper Powers has been great to speak on.
Is something particular really motivated you in this direction?
My brother, definitely. Yeah. Since learning how to communicate with him from his teachers, we always had a good relationship, but really being in that classroom, I learned how he learns and how to understand him. And doing that, I learned how eager he was. He loves learning. He's so smart, and he has so many things that he can do, and I didn't want people to just see him for, oh, he's in a wheelchair, oh, he can't talk. So with Cooper Powers, it really motivated me to spread the word of inclusion and empowerment through individuals with disabilities.
Well, where do you go from here in that direction?
Well, hopefully since winning Fairest to the Fair, I'm trying to put more of that back into the community. I actually, at the Celebrating Lovely pageant, a very sweet lady in the senior division came up to me and said, I remember you had the nonprofit about individuals with disabilities. And that was so special. She was like, I want to start my own nonprofit. And it was so sweet. And I love being known for that. And I really hope to continue putting that back into the community.
So this is the direction you're headed in,
yes, sir.
At least for right now.
Yes, for right now.
Does it really look positive at this point?
Yes. Yes, I'm really excited to keep on giving into the community now that I have Wilson County Fairs of the Fair.
Well, no doubt you're going to meet a lot of people, and especially this week and maybe next year at the fair that you wouldn't have probably otherwise. And every once in a while, there's somebody who has a sympathetic ear. I'm sure you're aware of that. Well, how does your brother feel about this? That must have created a special bond between the two of you.
It definitely, I've tried to talk to him about it. I get him excited about it, and he definitely understands it. Like I said before, really knowing how to communicate with him and how he learns best, it just means everything. And our relationship has grown so much because of it.
Well, aside from that, what else does the future hold for you? At least your expectations, your plans at this point.
Well, right now, I'm really getting excited about being fairest of the fair. So this week I spent meeting lots and lots of people and trying to remember all these people's names. But I've recently been learning so much about the Wilson County Fair and all the history of it. And like Lauren said before, I came into it just having fun at the fair. And then now I'm sort of seen as an ambassador, and I get to learn so much about the Wilson County Fair.
And then there's one other thing I believe you get to do. You compete in the state contest. That's usually in January.
That is correct. The Tennessee Association of Fairs pageant is in January.
So something else to look forward to.
Yes, I'm really excited to meet all the other counties fairest of the fair. That will be so much fun, such an honor.
What about your future education? You have plans for college or anything of that nature?
Yes, sir. I hope to go. I'm starting college next year. I hope to go for special education, and then after that, hopefully be a special education teacher in a high school and continue promoting Cooper Powers. Any
particular institution of higher learning you got your eyes on?
Right now, I'm looking into Tennessee Tech in Cookeville. Fun, close.
Okay.
Keep her close. We like that.
What else you got for her today? You said you've got this. This is an FFA.
This is the big Tennessee State Fair FFA breakfast that we're honored to host now that we're the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair.
Yeah, I think Congressman Rose is supposed to be there today, along with a lot of others. I don't know who the guest speaker is, or maybe there's several.
I do believe it's Trace Adkins. I'm not sure 100% on that, but I do believe I heard that at some point. But the big deal, too, with her, she gets to milk a cow this week. We still do that, Coleman.
I had thought of that earlier, and then it kind of, I put it aside. But have you ever milked a cow?
I have never milked a cow. I'm excited, along with being fairest of the fair. This is definitely not something I expected to try, but I'm really excited to get to try to milk a cow.
We love that opportunity during the week every year.
Have you ever...
Oh, yes, sir.
Cow and had the cow to slap her tail in your face?
I have not had that, and let's not wish that upon me.
Well, I'm trying to discourage you.
We want her to show up for that night, Coleman. We want her to show up. She'll be prepared. She'll be prepared.
You could pay somebody $5 to hold the cow's tail.
Yes. That's a good idea.
That is.
Maybe your dad will do it for you.
Well, that of course is something to look forward to. The state contest looming in January, and then next year you'll be you'll get to put the crown on somebody else's head.
Yes.
Is this pretty much it? This was held Thursday night, by the way, the first night of the fair. Now, it used to be always on Monday night.
That is correct.
And then when we changed the things at the fair, it was moved to Thursday night. Is it pretty much set for Thursday night for the future?
It really is, and logistically, it just works out best that way because we had so many girls, like Lucy Rose, probably next year. If we wait till that Monday night, this past weekend is the weekend a lot of them move into college. So they were having to move into college and then come back just for one night of crowning. So this really helps them. She can crown a new queen next year and go on off to college. So that logistically works really well for our queens.
Well, Lucy, it's really nice to have you here, and we've got a couple of minutes. Anything we've left out? Anything you think of you want to tell folks either about you or about Fairest of the Fair?
I just want to say how much of an honor it's been. I mean, the past 2 days I've gotten to walk around the fair, and I mean, the little girls pointing me out, Mom, there's a tiara. Is that a princess? And then they're like, what did you win? And I'm like, Fairest of the Fair. And everyone's, oh my goodness, congratulations. And it's really such an honor being able to walk around and be able to represent the fair that I love so much.
All right. Well, Lauren, let's recap the attendance here. We've got time to do that here before we close out part one this morning. But record Sunday attendance yesterday.
We sure did. We had 120,640 people yesterday.
Which was an increase of about 20,477 over last year. And it was a good day.
It was pretty hot. But the weather is looking incredible for this week.
And we're a little bit ahead now. We had been running a few behind, and actually Saturday was maybe 20,000 behind, I believe.
It was quite a bit.
Yeah, but it was hot. Now it's going to be cool.
I was speaking to Dad about that, too, because remember last year we had like 160,000 people, and we had never had that many. And then in 2022, we had 133,000. Yeah. So technically, from the way we were trending, we were up on Saturday, but last year was just an incredible amount of people.
All right. Well, Lauren, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate all that you do, and it's always nice to see you, Lauren Lefevre's Flat, and Lucy Rose Coy. Congratulations again on being the 2024 Fairest of the Fair.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for being with us this morning. It's been an honor to have you, and we wish you well.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Well, that is part one of Coleman & Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $59.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, let's check in with Chuck.
Good morning. A non-injury accident at the intersection of OHB and Whites Creek Pike. Traffic's building again with some more volume just in the last few minutes on 24 coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County up to Antioch. It's a little bit slow there in southern portion of Williamson County, 65 north as you come up through Spring Hill area there in from Murray County. Looks good right now. 65 south down through Millersville. Princess Hot Chicken has new items on their menu. Check them out today. Order online, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Mount Juliet Plumbing is the company to call it. Mount Juliet Plumbing, we can fix it all. If you have a plumbing problem and you're needing it solved, call Mount Juliet Plumbing today. We will fix it right the Mount Juliet Plumbing way. We tackle all your plumbing problems. Call the Singing Plumber right now. Give us a call today over at Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection at 615-733-5665.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, we understand the complexities that come with family law matters. Whether you're going through a divorce, working through child custody or support matters, or needing a will or trust drafted to protect your family assets for future generations. Kane & Crowell, 615-784-4800. Your local leaders in family law matters.
Need a venue for your next corporate training, meeting, luncheon, or customer appreciation event? These are just a few of the event options that the Farm Bureau Expo Center can accommodate within its 79,000 square feet of adaptable event space. The Farm Bureau Expo Center offers unparalleled versatility for corporate events in Wilson County. Come on by and check us out. For booking details as well as upcoming events, visit farmbureauexpo.com or find us on Facebook. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Farm Bureau Expo.
Nice weather back for today with mostly sunny skies, much cooler, highs in the lower 80s. Clear tonight, lows in the lower 60s. And then sunny on Tuesday, highs remain in the lower 80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
We welcome you to part two of Coleman & Company here on a Monday morning. It's time for us to talk about the Farm Bureau Expo Center, and who better to talk about that with than Gail Hellam, who's the Director of Marketing and Events. Good morning.
Good morning.
And you're doing well?
I am doing well.
You look like you had maybe even have a restful weekend.
I
I did. It was quiet. It was very quiet. A little too hot for me to go hang out at the fair. I was like, I was kind of waiting for those cooler temperatures.
Well, we got them.
I know. Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Well, of course, as you explained last week, maybe even a little bit the week before, when the fair's in session, it's a little bit different in your office as Director of Marketing and Events. It's not that you're not doing anything, but it's different because the fair kind of takes that place over for 2 weeks.
Well, and that's not really any different than anybody else. When they rent the space, technically it's their space to utilize, and so we are there to help facilitate whatever it is they need. So I will say that when they're there, the variety of questions is huge. You never quite know what kind of questions you're going to field, but between us, we can usually figure out the answer, and it's always nice to see some familiar faces as they come back in.
Well, you do have a good staff. It's rather limited, and it even has grown by 1 or 2 maybe in the last year or so, but still, with really a minimum number of employees, you do what you do, and really you get some rave reviews. You do a great job.
Thank you. It takes all of us to do the job, for sure, because we all kind of have our little niche, if you will, or at the same time, we work really well together. So that's very helpful. But that we do have very few staff. Stumbled over those words, but it's pretty incredible if you stop to think about it, what we accomplish with the small staff that we have and the volumes that come in. And, I've been getting the emails on the numbers for the fair, and that's incredible. Such an incredible number for so far for the year. And I only can guess that it's going to continue to rise. And I actually have door counters on the expo. And so I was curious to see, out of that number, how many are actually coming into the expo? And so since Thursday, we've had just under 30,000 come in through the expo. So you think about that, just the practical side of it, coming in, maybe leaving trash in the trash cans, using the restrooms because it's, AC, and coming in to see the exhibits, coming in for the pageants and that type of stuff. When you bring people in, trash will follow. It always happens, but that's what, we're there to help out with that. So 30,000 people since Thursday, that's a lot of people for us to manage.
Well, only you would think of getting the number there. That hadn't occurred to me at all. Hadn't even thought how it even would be possible. But yeah, I see. And that's good. You're taking care of things.
Well, I'm trying, and it helps to have the counts. Putting those door counters in was probably one of the smartest things we've done, because I'm able to track when an event comes in. For example, if they're looking at ticket numbers, there's always some variability because you have people that go back out to their car 3 or 4 times, or with the fair, that's not generally the case. But if in a special event, if they're paying for tickets to come in, you have people that will come in and go out and come in and go out and that type of stuff. So you have some variability in that, but it does give us a sense of volume, and that helps us justify our staffing.
Well, every Monday when you come here, you not every time, but so much you do allude to something that I hadn't even thought about that happens to cross your mind, or be something you think of or need to do that we wouldn't think of otherwise. But that's the way it is when you're the director of the Farm Bureau Expo Center. Well, maybe other things.
That's
too.
part of the job.
Yeah,
that's part of the job.
Well, we got about a minute. What else you want to talk about?
We just hope that everybody enjoys the rest of the week. Obviously, I don't need to tell you what's going to be in the Expo Center this week. The fair will be there, and we do have the cooler temperatures. I think that'll make it a lot easier on a lot of people. I know I stayed out of the heat over the weekend, so I think the cooler temperatures will bring out some of those people that maybe did the same thing.
Yeah, and one thing about the Expo Center, it is air conditioned, and people get a little bit hot out on the ground, they can come in there and cool off.
Well, it's a great place to come in, cool off, look around, see all the great things that are in there, whether you like tablescaping, quilts, or baked goods.
Yep.
Just a few samples.
Right. Well, thanks for being with us this morning. Have a great week. We'll see you next Monday.
Sounds wonderful. Have a good day.
Gail Hallam, Director of Marketing and Events for the Farm Bureau Expo Center, and And that takes us to about 22 before the hour. County Mayor Randall Hutto is here. It's his Monday to be my guest on part 2 of Coleman and Company. Good morning.
Morning, Coleman. How are you?
Saw you in the parade Thursday night. You with Mike Jennings and Mayor from Mount Juliet.
James Manis.
3 of you, I believe.
We were.
Standing in the back of a truck.
We were standing in the back of the truck. We didn't get thrown out. That was a good thing. Mayor Bell was in his own vehicle. And,
it was really a nice parade. And there's so much to do and talk about at the fair, and we'll just leave it at that. I'm going to say, take it away, Randall.
Well, okay, I'll do it. I don't know if you've got the latest numbers or not.
We do.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yesterday was a great day.
It was a good day, and they're down about 16,000 compared to last year, but the numbers are still good, and the weather seems like it's really going to be cooperating with us for the rest of the week, so maybe they'll do good.
I stuck my neck out a little bit here and said last year we had around 760,000, rounded off, I think, in that neighborhood, and so I'm saying 800,000 this year.
Well, and we'll hope. I got some numbers for you right there, so you can look at those. And I picked that up last night on my way out of there. You know, that little rain came through and really cooled things off last night.
739, 315 last year. I was wrong. I said 760 or 740 rounded off. But what's 60,000 more?
Well, 60,000. That's the truth. Yeah, when you got that many, what's it matter? But things were going good. I saw some tired people last night. As I made some rounds, and that first weekend is taking a toll. But it'll crank back up tonight, and hopefully have a good week for them, and appreciate all the volunteers that make that happen.
You headed that breakfast this morning?
Going to go there as soon as I leave here. And
so you and I won't have much time to talk this morning.
Yeah, we'll have to get on the road, won't we?
Go ahead.
Or we'll miss the ham. Just probably remembrance of some people, if I can. Miss Debbie Moss lost her sister this last month. Had a player of mine that played for us at Lebanon, Alex Scullerud, passed away at 49 unexpectedly. And of course, Coach Ron Marshall. I think you remember Coach Marshall and Miss Nancy
Moose.
Yeah, old Moose, yes. And Miss Nancy Bain, of course, had always taken care of us on our taxes. So just think about those families and ask you to remember those in prayers. We did wind up our 2 interns. We had 2 great interns that worked for us this time, Abigail Floyd and Chloe Poston. They worked for us through a program called YEP through the state that provided their salary, and they gave us more experience probably than we gave them, and it was really a good time to have them there. But as normal, lots of activities going on. We spent a little bit of time meeting with a company that is going to train linemen, hopefully to build a school here for Middle Tennessee Electric, along with other folks and or other industries that deal with electricity. So excited about that company maybe coming here and setting up a shop as far as the school goes. Continue the We Go public meetings for the train. Talked about, as they reached out to people, talking about what that train could do, and they've done a study for that, which is more trips during the day if possible. Maybe a late night train coming back so people could ride in the afternoon and come back 10 o'clock at night. So during the week, some Saturday service that we haven't had before, and a midday bus run. And so those are the things that they have been talking with the public about. And of course, finding the funding for that on a regional level will be the next thing. But that has been some good talks as we look forward to that, maybe expanding the service on the train. Went over and visited the Boys and Girls Club fundraiser at Rutherford County, and that has sparked some interest here in Wilson County. And so Susan Shaw, that's one of their 3-star goals this year, and several folks are working on that. So that's a possibility we may get one of those here in Wilson County. That is strictly funded by donations, of course, but serves a great need for a sector of people that would be good. Did the State of the County for Mount Juliet at Rutland Place, and we continued our trivia there with Jeopardy as we did before, and that really was a good time there. Went to Mayor Bell's fundraiser that he had, but I will take this statement. You talked about us riding in the back of the truck. I really have enjoyed all the mayors that have been here for the last little bit. We get along well, we work well together, help one another, and so that is I think that's a good thing. I don't know if it always exists exist or not in other counties, but it definitely does here right now at this time. Spoke to the Fair Board before they got started, and a large crowd there, and they were excited, and I'm sure they're tired this morning, but a good group of folks went in, to the unveiling of the sensory room that was developed up there next to Judge Tatum's courtroom for children as they're maybe going through a case or whatever and need a little time to get away, and that was kind of done as a whole fun funds on the side that people raise money to make that happen, but that turned out to be really a good room there that has been dedicated for those children. Spent some time talking to some of our people, disaster relief program that's come out. Wilson County qualifying for about $6 million that we can get if we can fill out a grant to receive those funds. And that's money left over after all the disaster of the tornado of 2020 and all the funds that were allotted there. There's some monies left over. And so there's about $6 million there. So met with Joy Cooper, Daniel Cowan, and some others. Tom Brashears talked about how we could use those funds. There are strict guidelines around that. But again, it's $6 million that we could use and put into a place if we had opportunity to do so. A couple of thoughts there. One was maybe to rebuild the 109 station if it could qualify, because if we knew that if we had better equipment on that side of the county at the time that we could have used during that tornado where things kind of got shut off. So that's a possibility. There may be some other things that come up. So I just made the mention to them, met with them after they brought it to me and said, hey, go brainstorm. We're going to meet this week, as a matter of fact, and talk about what are our options out there. But that could be a good thing to do. So we're looking at that and whatever else, but hopefully just put the $6 million to good use here in Wilson County. Yeah. The land use plan, of course, has been gearing back up after we got the urban growth boundary map set, and so there had several public meetings about, what do you want in your area. They also put together a steering committee, because a lot of times when you'll go to public meetings, you'll find out what they don't want, not necessarily what they do want, but definitely what they don't want. You take that in consideration. But to put together a group of just stakeholders to hear what their thoughts were that are in different leadership positions throughout the county, and so they have been meeting as well. So hopefully we'll continue to wind that down and work on the land use plan. I've talked to other mayors, and they said, don't be in a hurry. You want to listen to everybody. You want to take your time, make sure that you got a decent map. Again, it's just a template to go by. You're looking at the clock. Do we need to take a break?
Yeah, it's about that time. If it fits your plan, it fits mine.
All right, we'll do
Let's take a break. Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota, where premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota's Elite Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment. 449-6171. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. There was a couple of cars up against the wall a few minutes ago over here in Hermitage on 40 westbound, right near Stewart's Ferry Pike. You got a lot of traffic arriving in that area from Wilson County on 40 westbound, coming through Hermitage, Broadway, and 14th. Two cars tangled up at that intersection. 8,000 block of Highway 100 out on the west side is still trying to work that accident. Whether you need a new roof repair, roof inspection, independent roofing specialist, they've got you covered. Check them out at irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Middle Tennessee Electric has been a proud participant and sponsor of the Wilson County Fair for decades. MTE is the largest electric cooperative in the TVA region and serves more than 750,000 Tennesseans in 11 counties. August 20th is MTE Day at the fair. Middle Tennessee Electric will have numerous booths and demonstrations. Look for MTE's electric griddle trailer for free grilled cheese sandwiches, live hotline safety demonstrations, and get free ice cream from Shop Springs Creamery at MTE's Energy Hub trailer. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. And we continue here on a Monday morning. County Mayor Randall Hutto is with us. Mayor, you were giving us the totals that you had, and your attendance totals for the fair was through Saturday night.
Correct.
And after yesterday's record attendance, we're a little bit better than what you had given us there. If I can bring it back up here.
I think you were saying that you'd got a text message.
With the big attendance yesterday, we're positive about 3,000, I think it is.
3,723. Yeah, 3,723 is what you said. So that's good.
And so we're looking up for the rest of the week with the fair weather that we're anticipating.
No pun intended. Right?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep going with your report.
All righty, we will. We have had two good workshops with the commission on the pay plan as we continue to make sure that we are paying our people correctly and to obtain and retain the best employees possible. And both of those workshops were good. Now we'll take those recommendations to the steering committee and let them approve those recommendations, and then let the pay plan folks kind of go to work along with HR and finance to see about putting this new structure in place, which again is similar to the old structure, but adds a little bit more as far as tenured for employees in the particular job that they're in that we didn't have. Look forward to that and appreciate them spending the extra time to help us develop something great there. And
maybe with what they're able to do, we'll do a little bit better job retaining employees, and that's very important.
It is always important, and just in our world today, a lot of times I think people believe Wilson County is a good place to work, but with the job war out there as far as pay goes, you got to work hard to keep up with what everybody's paying around you in order to keep and retain those good employees. So excited about that. Commissioner McFarland and Commissioner Sue Venata brought by, along with Mr. Phil Ponder, the first print of the courthouse, and really looks awesome. I just was so amazed at what it looked like, and so excited about that. I think they're going to make some presentations maybe tonight to some of the commissioners there, so look forward to that. And of course, the 225th celebration is coming up, and if you want to be a part of that or have anything to do with that, please see Commissioner McFarland or Miss Sue Venata, and they will steer you in the right direction towards that celebration. Had a good retirement for Miss Pam Wiggins, which was a Watertown librarian, been there for quite some time. We're going to actually honor her tonight at the County Commission as well to send her off in a good style. The Red Sand Project was really a good hit. Brooke Driver took care of that through our office and really expanded that across the county to several businesses and other governments as well. We love our teachers program that Melanie mentioned the Chamber does. Again, went to several schools and got to speak to their teachers as they started, which is a good time for me being a teacher a long time ago. And so
you can certainly identify with that.
I can.
And you can understand maybe better than a lot of us just how much appreciation is there for what is being done.
And, you always try to figure out, what I say to them, and this year was something that I guess I went back and just talked about maybe a regret that I had, because I think as each year started, just where they're at right now, they, you're getting ready for school, you got to get your lesson plans done, you get all your equipment ready, and you're getting them in and you're getting them out. And I think, which is really important, you got to do all those things for sure. But I think I miss sometimes just enjoying the moment of the student that's there. Because, so much of what they remember, I've learned now when they see you in Kroger or Walmart or wherever you may see them, they don't really remember a whole lot about what you taught them. It's really more about maybe you touched them in some way during a tough time of their life, or maybe helped them think through something or whatever. So it's really those other moments probably that matter the most. And so I just encourage them, to enjoy, each person as they could, and look for those opportunities to maybe make their day a little bit better. Definitely the subject matter, you got to teach that. That's what you're there for. But all that other stuff really is probably more important. That's what they remember you for, probably more than anything else when it's all said and done.
Well said. Yeah. Well said.
But anyway, went on to had the day of prayer that Miss Betty Gibbs did for the county that the governor kind of put in place here for the state of Tennessee. Really a great crowd that showed up that day, and a lot of people spoke and prayed, so that really was a good time. Jason Johnson, the head of tourism in Wilson County, won $1 million grant for the Grand Prix. That's money that the state gave that will run through his office and go to the Grand Prix to make sure that kind of stays maybe hopefully out at the Speedway instead of going back to Nashville. We would love to keep that event here. as a great event for us to have. We did spend some time with another workshop with the commission that we've kept them busy this month on building projects as far as how to build. There's several different ways you can build. You can build with hard bid like we do most of the time, or construction manager advisor, or construction manager at risk, or design build. And so we just explored what are those options as we continue to have projects come before us, which one is the best way to go in there. So had that would turned out to be a good workshop as well. I got a chance to go to the Global Leadership Vision tour that is really happening across the country, and Daryl Crouch with Everyone's Wilson actually purchased that to where it could happen here in Wilson County, and we went to the Wilson Bank and Trust Event Center to listen to that. Some good speakers spoke that day. Several leaders were there to listen to that, so that was a good event. Glad that he brought that to us. Of course, as we said, the fair is kicked off, and we look for, as you already said, good numbers there in time to come. And so hope everybody would take advantage of going out. And, we talk about traffic a little bit, and just a quick little brief on that. Traffic is tough, but, it's tough anytime you put 140,000 people in one place. It is a hard deal. And we're working with TDOT and those people to try to improve that transition and make that better every year. We try to do it a little bit more with that to help them through the transportation side. But a lot of places, now where people can park at First Baptist Church or the courthouse and catch a bus and go, and that seems to be a pretty good hit. So if you don't want to fight the crowd,
the best way without a doubt.
I think so too.
If it works for you.
Yeah, if more of those can create more of those places, that's good. Spoke to the Beta Club at Southside on Friday afternoon at 2:30, so they're cranking up. And we did a proclamation for the Wilson County High School 1964 class that celebrated 60 years this year, and they got a chance to speak to those, and I know they had their celebration. As we get to the commission meeting tonight, we have several things on the agenda. I've already talked to you about honoring Miss Pam Wiggins, and that will be one of the things that we will do during our honorary time. Prayer and pledge will be done by Pastor Denton, so he'll be informed to do that one for sure as a commissioner. Health and Education Board member, our Kurt Baker, will be asked to be put on that. We will have a public comment period there for a rezoning at property located on Macquarie Road in Council Pike, also at 3571 and 3625 Murfreesboro Road, as well as 4695 and 4721 Carthage Highway. We do have some agendas up for resolutions tonight, and there's several of those, and I'll try to breeze through those if I can. One will be as they continue to ask us to adopt additional code standards and appendix and fee schedules for our codes as the building codes. Once you start those, and every so often you have to upgrade those, so that'll be done tonight. There will be an amendment on the zoning resolution tonight as far as better, I think it's a home businesses go, and so they've added a couple of things to that. There is a Board of Education amendment tonight coming before us, an animal control amendment, building codes amendment, lease for a copier in the circuit court clerk's office, a drug court recovery program grant that's coming through, as well as a health department grant that we have received. Talked about moving. HR, when it was created really to help me because of all the offices that we oversee, and hiring and helping those people get on board. And of course, it's really grown. It's done a lot of other things now, and we realize that probably, especially as we work through the pay plan, that HR and finance probably need to work a little closer together. So we're probably going to move them out from under me over to finance tonight. So if that's what the county commission wants to do, but it really, Aaron, I think, thought it would really help for them to be a little closer together so they could communicate better. So we'll have one line item transfer to move all of their budget stuff under finance as well. We got some money to move from sanitation fund to the landfill fund, also from the general fund to the PEG channel fund as we increase some of the committees and stuff that they are covering. Move some money from general fund to the property assessor. I talked to you about the grant, the $1 million grant for tourism, but it has to go through a resolution as well, so it will be there. We do have a line item transfer in WEMA, also a lease agreement for the county clerk's office for a copier, and then to approve some properties. We worked on purchasing the properties there behind where the new judicial center is going to be built. There are 5 houses there on that road on Lester Street, right behind there, and then 2 on the corner. So we want to purchase those, and we worked on an agreement to do that. The commission gave me authority to go and kind of work a contract out. So we have worked an agreement with those folks, and it's past public buildings, and now it passed budget, and now it's on the county commission to purchase those properties there and then allow those areas to become parking, which will save us from having to build a parking garage, which, sometimes a garage has other things that come with it, that where people maybe go and you maybe don't need people there for homelessness or whatever. And so we didn't want to attract anything that we didn't need to attract or create something like that. But the level parking there with that extra space that we would gain from that would help us to get the number of spots that we've got. We already had generated probably 296 extra spots, but this will allow us to have more and hopefully have that secure parking even be larger for our judges and our clerks that work in the courthouse there, and it will increase that capacity for some time to come. So whenever they do build out the fourth floor, there'll be plenty of parking there for the employees that are there. So that's long-term thinking by our commission, and we're proud of that. We will bring a resolution, not possibly. We may put it off because there may be a better resolution coming out that CTAS is putting out, but to give commissioners $600 if they complete their training hours. For a long time, they've asked them to do training hours, but they haven't made it a requirement. Recently, they've upped that from 7 hours to 8 hours, but again, you didn't have any incentive to do it and no incentive not to do it. So therefore, the governor passed a rule this time and said, hey, if they do that, then you're allowed to pay those people. And so county commission will approve that, hopefully that tonight, or put that off a month and get a better resolution, and we'll do that one at that time. But that is a good incentive for them to continue their education. There will be a resolution coming before the commission for them just to pass, to consider that anytime they ever think about doing wheel tax again, if it ever comes up again, that money would go towards roads. That's what the road commission board decided to send a resolution to the county commission to help them think through that, because probably that money fits that need, and there's always thoughts about what you could raise wheel tax for, but that was the road commission's thought. So they're going to ask the county commission, not that, hey, going forward, if you do raise that, could you raise that for just roads in itself? And then we'll pass a $53 million bond and to build Glayville Elementary School will be the last thing on the docket, and that's one that's needed. Of course, we got LaGuardia up and coming right now. It's already coming out of the ground, and then this one will get started pretty soon. Take 18 to 24 months to get that one done if the county commission approves tonight.
Well, we've got just a few seconds here. Someone wanted me to ask you about some project maybe out 231 North. Is there something working out that way that might be controversial at all?
You got me on that one, Coleman. I don't know that one. If there's one out there, I know.
Well, I mean, with all that we've got going here, somebody wanted to build something just about everywhere.
Yeah, no, I don't know that right offhand. That doesn't mean it's not there. Do you have a name of what it was?
No, we are out of time. Thank you for being here. See you at the fair, and see you hopefully next month.
Yes, sir.
All right, County Mayor Randall Hutto. That's it for a Monday, and join us tomorrow if you will. Till then, I wish you a magnificent day.